Good to see you. Welcome back. This is Global News Morning, and good to see our friend Matt Lee. We check in with Matt Lee every now and then to talk about Kingston real estate, Kingston and area, and we're looking at March stats. Good morning, Matt. It's a pretty sizable area when you look at Kingston and region.
Yeah, that's right. We're going from Leeds and Grenville, gathering the Frontenacs, and going to Lennox and Addington. So we're adding that whole area in when we're talking about these numbers, Kingston area, and we're talking about residential, multifamily, and farms. We're grabbing all that residential side, and that's what we're looking at.
Well, looking at all these March stats, it's a pretty healthy market.
Yeah, it's busy. We're starting to see signs go up. We're seeing solds. But when you look at it, to me, it looks like a pretty even market. We're getting lots of new listings. We're getting a good amount of sales, but it's a healthy combination of the two, and we'll go through it and kind of compare. So.
Number of active listings, and we're talking about just last month, and we're talking about 2022 March and March of 2021 here.
Yeah, that's correct. So, 2021 there was 447 active listings. It dropped last year to 318, and that's when things were quite busy. And now we're back up to 696. So, you're starting to gain that supply a bit, which then gives people the option to get out and do showings and look at different places. So that's a good sign for sure.
Next set of stats, number of sales.
So 2021 sales were quite high. There was a good amount of inventory. It was 522 sales. 2022 was 339 sales. So there was actually 318 listings, 339 sales last year. So the market was actually backwards. There was more selling than listing, which then caused that heat. We look at this year, there is 262 sales. So if we look at the listings and we have 696 listings and we have 262 sales, you're looking at about 25%. I mean, that's a healthy market, but it does mean that you have to have your house showing properly. You want to have those extra steps done. Sometimes people need paint. Sometimes you need to declutter. Sometimes you just need to keep it clean. It's an every individual house situation. And the best thing for me to do is just to go in and have a look with you.
The buyers being a little bit more pickier than they were a year or two ago.
Well, they have the ability. Yeah, they have the ability to. Like if there's more supply, and then they have the ability to look around. So we want to be the front runner.
Okay, next set of stats, days to sell. It's not going to be a week long anymore.
We were 7 days for 2021 and 2022, so you had that 1 week turnaround. Now, in the past couple months, January, February, we were as high as 22, 23 days. We are shrinking a bit now, so we're at 15 days on market. So it's longer than last year. It is shorter than it was over the winter. So we are seeing activity happening. Um, but you're seeing that, the supply that's happening, the demand that's happening, it's giving them the ability to look around for a couple weeks, and then we go to the next step of prices.
Interesting stat here. The close price to list price ratio the past couple of years has gone over asking. March, just last month, just below asking.
Yeah, so if we look at 2021, it was 107.5%. What was happening with the number of listings was that they were holding offers, then they would present, and that stat was 107.5, and that was 2021. 2022 was one of the highest percentages. It was 116% of asking price. So they were holding offers, and it was going for 16% over asking price on the average. So some were higher, some were lower,
Right.
but that's a big number. This year, we're at 98.1%. So 98.1% tells you that it's on the market for a week longer than it was for the years past. There's some negotiation happening on the average, and there's 25% of sales compared to what's listing. So that to me is a healthy market when we're looking at it and moving forward. That shows you that we want to do everything we can to present our property the best.
Now, the last set of numbers here, strap on your seatbelts here, a roller coaster ride of prices for the median sale price.
If we look at 2021, the number was 529,900. And then last year was the peak. You know, we talked about February being the highest. March was pretty close. You know, 2022 of March was 658,000. So
Mm.
we went up, and we are kind of making that turn at the time. And if we look at this year, we've been talking about this number for a very long time. You know, basically from 2022 in the May, June time, we started to get back into that middle ground. This number for March is 559,000. So from May of last year until now, we have been floating between 550,000 and 575,000 as a median sale price. Uh, and we've had a couple outliers. December was a little low. Another month was a little high, but really, like if we look at the bulk, it's been in this center piece. Um, so I think that we're establishing what the Kingston market area is for a median sale price. We're kind of looking at the interest rates. People are getting settled in with what they feel is comfortable, and we're seeing what that number is. So with all of this put together, to me, it looks like a pretty healthy market. I don't think it's a buyer's market. I don't think it's a seller's market. I think we're looking at the middle.
It's going to be an interesting year ahead. We thank you so much, Matt Lee. Take care and be well.
Thank you. You too.
Real estate tips brought to you by Matt Lee of Royal LePage.